I think sometimes, when we feel irritated, for example, I think the way to more understanding or um, kindness or whatever kind of the opposite of irritated is, um, I think the way there is by actually acknowledging the irritation. Again, it's simply an energy that wants to move through, and the kindness and the patience and all of that are sitting right underneath it. But by resisting the irritation, we're also not allowing ourselves to access these other feelings, which are not the opposite, they're actually on the same spectrum. So when you block certain feelings, or when you judge certain feelings, which is the same as blocking them, you're actually essentially cutting off a life force to your whole emotional spectrum. You can't just selectively slice out certain parts of your experience without also affecting the other parts of your experience. So it's really important in this journey to acknowledge our humanity. And also, a feeling or an emotion is just an energy that needs to move through. There's nothing inherently right or wrong about them. They are, as I mentioned, they're just a way to come back into balance. But because we have learned to see some of them as wrong, and certainly religion has played a great part in that, usually because we've misinterpreted what the actual master was trying to tell us, then we start idealizing certain ways of being. And now we're going from ego to a spiritual ego, and that's not what we want either. It's still ego. It's still a conditioned self that is exhausting, really, to kind of maintain. And the truth is that patience and kindness and compassion are actually natural qualities of the soul, and they're sitting right underneath the irritation. So if we would just let the irritation have its space for a little bit without judging it, then it will reveal more of, the things that, of course, we would like to experience more of. So there's nothing wrong with wanting to feel less irritated and all of that. But the way to do that is not by suppressing the irritation, it's by giving it space. That's the kindest thing you can do for yourself. And it's also the most humble thing, because that irritation is it's basically showing you somewhere where the system has gotten gummed up with emotional energy that got locked in there. We suppress it because we were told somewhere that it wasn't okay. And so it just gets locked into a box and just goes around and around. And every once in a while it pops out and we feel bad about ourselves and we shove it back down. But the truth is just really, we just got to let it out of the box and then find ways, whether that be, through meditation or therapy or dance, or find ways of giving it an outlet, journaling. My experience here has been that all of these parts of ourselves are like these. I heard one teacher call them like lost children. They haven't ever been acknowledged because we've been too busy making them wrong. And so, let's try welcoming them in and just embracing them. The irritation or the anger or whatever is the best that you could do at some point with what it is that's brought you here to this point, and also probably what you're here to work on. These feelings, these emotions just simply need some acknowledgement and some space.